We will lose all momentum if there is a delay. We will lose all momentum, all of our work, all of our blood, sweat, and tears. Everything is for nothing, and that's unacceptable.
An algae crisis threatening our treasure coast.
A cycle of despair and disgust amidst promises made and broken.
Billions of gallons of water are rushing from Lake Okeechobee to our coastline.
How much pollution is too much? How much danger is too much? How much before this will stop? So you go back to the year 2018, and we're working on a bill that's the biggest one I work on, called the Water Resources and Development Act. So in that bill, we put forward an amendment that authorized the Everglades Agricultural Area Reservoir, or the EAA Reservoir. After we did that, it became both state and federal law that the Corps of Engineers would go out there and build this reservoir to store water, clean water, get more water down into Florida Everglades. Well, after that, the Corps of Engineers, they started these bureaucratic delays, saying that they needed, quote, what they call a new start in order to go out there and work on that project.
This is a very serious issue. A new start was designated by the Army Corps of Engineers. This policy change was made completely by themselves. Even though that wasn't the agreement, nor was it part of the budget. This is what came to head in 2018. The excruciating work that went through getting it through the state legislature. Then it made it through Congress in the WRDA bill. Both of these things are almost impossible. And so it achieved the impossible because everybody wanted it. And now all of a sudden they've pulled it out. It does not make sense.
The Corps of Engineers starting construction immediately on the EAA reservoir, that's important for all of us, because that reservoir, the completion of that reservoir, is another place to take water out of Lake Okeechobee instead of sending it out to our coastal estuaries here. So I wrote into the 2020 Water Resources Development Act that the Corps of Engineers does not need a new start for the EAA reservoir. That means that the Corps of Engineers can start construction immediately.
The EAA reservoir is the most important component of Everglades restoration, hands down. It is how we send water south, more water south, which is the goal of Everglades restoration.
People ask me all the time about what's going on with our waterways and toxic discharges and algal blooms. And I say this because I mean it, I believe it down to my core, that we are so close to having no more discharges into our coastal estuaries. With what's going on with the Kissimmee River restoration, with the raising of the Tamiami Trail to allow more water to flow south, with the EAA reservoir, and with all of the other things that we're working on water on these different fronts, bills to prevent discharges over 8 parts per billion microcystin, we are so close to never having a toxic discharge into our coastal estuaries again, and I believe it down to my core.